Hello friends, after listening to the finance budget, I thought the new income tax regime is better. But once I started doing detailed calculations, I found out that it is not. And still, the old income tax regime is beneficial for most of the taxpayers. And I will prove it to you today in this video with live examples. So basically, middle class people haven't got any major tax benefit from this budget. So in old income tax regime, friends, a person gets lot of exemptions, deductions which reduces taxable income, and then based on the slab rates the tax is charged. Whereas in the new income tax regime, on your gross salary there is a standard deduction which is also there in the old regime, and then tax will be charged as per your slab rates. So there are no deductions and exemptions. That's the basic difference between them. Before going into detailed analysis, the first and the most important point is that from financial year 23-24 onwards, if a person is earning a gross salary of 7,50,000 rupees per annum, then he should opt for the new tax regime and his tax will be zero, no tax. This is because from 7,50,000 you can reduce standard deduction of 50,000 which is there in the new tax regime. So your taxable income will be 7 lakh rupees. And as per new tax regime, if your taxable income is up to 7 lakhs, then you don't have to pay any tax, zero tax. So people earning gross salary of 62,500 per month do not have to pay any tax if they opt for new tax regime. Whereas in the old tax regime, if your taxable income, right, was up to 5 lakhs, then you don't have to pay any tax. And this 5 lakhs is not gross salary, friends, but your net taxable income. That is, you could be getting a gross salary of 7 lakhs also, but on that if you have section 80C, 80D deductions, standard deduction, HR exemption, this will reduce your taxable income to 5 lakhs, then only tax will be nil. So you have to invest in 80C, 80D, etc. in old tax regime if your salary was 7 and lakhs above to reduce it to 5 lakhs so that you don't have to pay any tax. Whereas in the new tax regime, you don't have to pay, you don't have to do any investments in 80C, 80D, etc. Directly 7.5 lakhs of gross salary, your tax will be nil. That's all, friends. This is the only benefit which the middle class citizens have got. Only those people who are earning in the range of 5 to 7.5 lakhs have got benefit in the form of tax reduction. Whereas people in the salary bracket of 9 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15 lakhs and above have not got anything. Okay, so now let us look at different salary buckets and see what will be the tax as per the old regime and new regime, and this is the most crucial part, so stay till the end. Okay friends, so now in the today's example I have taken 5 salary buckets of 9 lakhs, 12 lakhs, 15, 18 and 24 lakhs, and for each salary bucket we will see old regime or new regime which is better. So let us start with the 9 lakh salary bracket. So here in 9 lakh salary, gross salary, I have taken basic pay as 3,75,000, DA 75,000, HRA 1,87,500, other allowances including LTA of 1,87,500, bonus 75,000. So this is your gross salary of 9 lakhs, and this salary structure is a very common salary structure across all the companies in India, right? So that is what normal I have taken salary structure. So now on gross salary of 9 lakhs, first thing which you can get as a salaried person is standard deduction of 50,000 rupees across all the buckets. So 50,000 we will reduce. Then HRA exemption, okay, of 1,42,500. Now the assumption which I am taking here is that since in this case one scenario, I am assuming you are staying in a rented house and not your own house or a house which you have purchased on home loan. So since you are staying in a rented house, you will pay rent, and on rent paid you will get HRA exemption. Okay, and the HRA exemption I've calculated based on the 3 conditions which are there in HRA, which everybody will be knowing, I'm sure. I'm not going in depth into that because this video is more about tax as per old and new tax regime. So if you see what is the exemption I have taken, 142,500, which is like the first condition is actual HRA received 187,500, 50% of salary which I have taken is 50% of basic, and then rent paid minus 10% of salary. Again, salary here is basic salary. So rent paid what I am taken 1,80,000 per annum, which is very normal, which comes to 15,000 rupees per month. A person who gets HRA of 1,87,500 can easily afford to pay rent of 80,000 rupees per annum, right? So based on that, out of HRA 1,87,500, you are getting an exemption of 142,500, right? Then LTA, leave travel allowance, have taken 18,750, and leave travel allowance will also, this is applicable, once every 2 times in a block of 4 calendar years. Now assuming you are in this particular block, okay, I'm taking it as exemption. Then children education allowance is there, which is exempt to the extent of 100 per month per child for a maximum of 2 children, so comes to 2,400 rupees. So totally this exemptions you get 213,650. 2,13,650 is the exemptions which are available now. Now let us go to the deductions. ATC, I'm taking 1,50,000 full deductions. I'm taking it as full deductions, friends. Okay, full, you are claiming it, exhausting it. NPS I'm not taking, right? 50,000 generally people can do, but I'm not taking. So hence I'm doing this calculation to see whether old or new tax regime is better by taking very conservative calculations. I'm not taking very aggressive tax planning measures, but only conservative. Then also by taking conservative numbers itself, you will know that you can save tax in the old regime. Okay, you will come to know in short while. Then ATD, medical insurance premium, health insurance premium for you, your wife, your spouse, your children. Okay, 30,000. Person getting a 9 lakh salary can afford to pay 30,000 premium for health insurance. ATG, 10,000 I'm taking, which includes some donations to temples, charitable institutions, right? NGOs. So totally deductions come to 1,90,000 rupees. Now what is your taxable income? 9 lakhs minus 2,13,650 minus 1,90,000, you get 4,96,350, which is less than 5 lakhs as per the old tax regime, and hence you don't have to pay any tax on the old tax regime if your salary itself is 9 lakhs per annum and you have all these deductions and exemptions. Zero tax, friends. But just now come to the new tax regime. If you are earning a salary of 9 lakhs, you will get standard deduction of 50,000. So taxable income will be 8,50,000, and the tax amount comes to 40,000 rupees based on the tax slab. So now compare 40,000 in new tax regime, 0 in old tax regime if you do some exemptions and deductions, right? And now 40,000 rupees is the difference, friends. And now understand, friends, the deductions in the old tax regime are mandatory, actually very basic. And they are not discretionary in nature, they are very much essential and basic deductions and investments and expenditure which you do, right? Let us see, ATC, what are all the things which are included in ATC? Life insurance, right? You take life, you will definitely take life insurance for you, your spouse, your children, your parents. So this is a basic thing. Whether new tax regime gives you deduction or not, people will not stop taking life insurance. That is one. Other things, it includes in ATC, Provident Fund, Employees Provident Fund, contribution, and Public Provident Fund. These are the basic fundamental investments, savings which people do for the long-term, retirement planning. You will not stop this. Then what is included? Tuition fees of your children. Okay, school tuition fees and college tuition fees. Just because new tax regime does not allow, you will not stop paying tuition fees. Then fixed deposit for 5 years. If you want to invest in mutual funds, stock market, ELSS mutual funds, that is also allowed in ATC, home loans. But this, okay, so these are basic necessary deductions for ATC which a person does in their life, friends. ATD, health insurance. Health insurance everybody should take. That is the most important thing for health insurance. Now new tax regime does not give any benefit. Hence health insurance is very important. You will continue. I as a person will continue to take health insurance whether new tax regime gives me tax benefit or not. If it gives, it is beneficial like in the old tax regime. Then ATG, what is that? Donations. People generally in India make donations to charitable institutions, religious organizations. Then what is there? HR exemption. Obviously you will stay in a house, rented house or your own house. Own house can be purchased from a loan. If you take a home loan, then also allowed deductions are allowed in old regime. If you stay on rent, then also it is allowed HRA. Whereas new tax regime does not take anything into account. LTA, travel. Everybody likes to travel, friends. In here, definitely you will travel to one location, train, flight. So that is allowed as an exemption here. So based on all these calculations, if you see, friends, old tax regime is what looks better if you see 9 lakhs per annum salary. Now, let us look at 12 lakhs per annum salary. What will happen? Now, 12 lakhs salary, what I've done is, same salary structure, whatever was applicable for 9 lakhs, I've prorated it to 12 lakhs salary structure. Okay. So gross salary 12 lakhs, salary reduction 50,000 is available. HRA exemption I'm making 1,90,000, okay, based on the three conditions, okay. So still HRA of 2,50,000 you are getting, but exemption only 1,90,000, which is very normal based on the calculations, okay. LTA I'm increasing it to 25,000 because 12 lakh salary person will get little bit more LTA. Children education allowance same at 2,500, totally 2,67,400. Now deductions ATC same at 1,50,000. ATD I'm increasing it to 50,000 because 12 lakh salary person can afford a little bit higher insurance premium. ATG I'm also making it to 20,000, increasing it. So totally 2,20,000. So taxable income comes to how much? 12 lakhs minus 2,67,400 minus 2,20,000 comes to 7,12,600. And tax as per the slab rates will come to 55,020 in old tax regime. Now let us see, compare with the new tax regime. 12 lakhs salary minus 50,000 standard deduction, taxable income 11,50,000. Tax as per slab rates comes to 82,500, which is more by 27,480 rupees compared with the old regime. So you're paying 27,000 rupees more tax in new regime, as compared to the old regime, friends. Okay, so you can see why still old regime is better. Now even if you take 15 lakh salary per annum, okay, 15 lakh is your gross salary, standard deduction same. HRA I'm increasing it to 237,500. A person can afford a better house for rent in 15 lakh salary. LTA I'm taking 31,250, little bit extra. Children education allowance same. ATC same. ATD I'm increasing it to 60,000. ATG again increasing it to 25,000. Now ATE education loan 12,000. Now I'm assuming person at 15 lakhs per annum wants to have education loan for the children, right? If you take MBA housing, MBA education loan or for engineering, easily 12,000 per annum you will get interest cost, right? So taxable income comes to 9,31,850. Tax comes to 98,870 as per the old tax regime, whereas in new tax regime your tax will be on 15 lakh salary minus 52,500 standard deduction, because in new tax regime standard deduction is increased to 52,500 after 15 lakhs of salary. So taxable income will be 14,47,500, tax will be 1,39,500. So still you will save tax of 40,630 rupees in old regime and as compared to the new regime. So you are paying less tax by 40,000 rupees if you go for 15 lakh salary and you have all these deductions and exemptions in the old tax regime. You're saving tax in old, friends. Similarly, 18 lakh salary, friends, same standard deduction, HRA, CEA, LTA, all those things are a little bit increasing. ATD I'm making it to 75,000, the maximum possible limit under ATD 75,000. Okay. ATG, ATE also a little bit increasing. Tax as per 18 lakhs per annum, how much you will get based on these calculations which you can see in the screen, which you will get is 1,39,350 rupees, okay, in old regime. New regime it will be 2,24,250 rupees. So still you are paying more tax by 84,900 rupees in the new regime as compared to the old regime when you have 18 lakh salary and these same deductions, friends. And if you take 24 lakhs per annum salary also, friends, okay, the tax amount which you will pay higher in the new regime as compared to the old regime will be 81,870 rupees, friends. Okay, 81,870. And all the deductions, if you see, friends, I'm taking very normal deductions. ATC 1,50,000 fully, which people take. ATDM slowly, little bit as salary increases, I have increased in this, category. If you see 30 to 75,000. ATG people donate in India to a lot of institutions. ATE education loan, right? And HRA also is normal. So if you see, friends, every tax slab in the old tax regime, you are saving tax in the old tax regime only, except up to 7.5 lakhs. Up to 7.5 lakhs of your salary, go for new regime. But after that, all these basic deductions, exemptions, and investments which people make in their life, old regime is what looks better, friends. Okay, friends, so this was scenario 1 in which I have taken HRA exemption. Okay, now assuming if you stay in your own house, which you have taken by taking which you have purchased by taking a housing loan, then you will have principal under ATC, interest also allowed as a deduction under section 24B. So let us take that scenario, that is instead of paying rent, you take own loan. Whether now in this situation you will save tax in old regime or new regime. So for that purpose, what will happen, friends? HRA exemption, which you can see in the screen, you cannot take that HRA exemption. Entire HRA will be taxable, and the section 80C principal will be included in the section 80C, which will still be under 1,50,000 only. So that is same. New section 24B comes, which is interest on housing loan, that you can take a maximum of 2 lakh deduction. So that's what comes into this particular scenario. Okay. So in this, what I'm also assuming is that a person with 9 lakhs and 12 lakhs salary per annum won't go for a housing loan, right? It is better to stay off in a rented house. From 15 lakhs salary, a person would take a housing loan. That's a basic, simple assumption which I'm taking. So what will happen? Let us look at the scenario. 15 lakhs is your salary. Standard deduction 50,000 is available. HRA, I will not take it. Exemption, entire HRA is taxable. LTA 31,250 exempt. Children education loans 2,400 exempt. Then 24B interest on housing loan 2 lakh rupees is exempt. Entire the 2 lakhs is the maximum amount of deduction available in 24B. Okay, and if you take a housing loan of 20, 25, 30 lakhs, friends, for 15-20 years, 9% rate of interest, easily within all the first 5 to 7 years, you will have interest of 2 lakh rupees easily, friends, right? So this is the thing. Then ATC, ATD, ATG, ATE are all remaining the same. What happens? Your salary, your taxable income then comes to 9,69,350. Okay, your taxable income is higher in this case as if you take HRA exemption, because HRA you are taking an exemption of 2,37,500, whereas now instead of that you are taking only 2 lakh rupees as a interest. Okay, loan principal anyways is included in 1,50,000 ATC. So 9,69,000, your tax comes to 1,06,370. Whereas in the new regime, 15 lakhs, your tax would have been 1,39,500. Still, you are saving tax in the old regime by 33,130. 1,06,000 in old regime, 1,39,000 in new regime. Still, which is better? Old regime by 33,000 rupees. Similarly, friends, 18 lakh salary, 24 lakh salary also. Only difference in this calculation is HRA, you take it out. 2 lakhs, 24B interest on housing loan, you take it. Based on the net taxable income, in the second scenario, you will have tax of 1,84,530 in old regime and 2,24,250 in new regime. So 184, 224, which is better? Old regime by 39,000 rupees are saving tax. 24 lakhs, with this interest on home loan, what will be the tax? In old regime, 3,58,000, new regime, 4,04,000. Which is better? Old regime by 45,870 rupees. So friends, now I hope by looking at this calculations, you would have understood that the old income tax regime is what is beneficial for most of the taxpayers, except for the people who are earning 7.5 lakhs. And of course, the basic condition is that you should be, investing in ATC, ATD, right? All these things. And these are very standard, basic life-saving exemption, investments. From these are not discretionary. I will still continue to take life insurance, health insurance, rented house or a home loan. But whereas all these things are taken away in the new income tax regime. So basically the middle class citizens of the country have not got any major benefit except for that 7.5 lakh salary bracket. The inflation has been increasing year on year. The cost of living has been increasing year on year. Section 80C limits has not increased since 2014. People were expecting in this budget that 80C limit will be increased to 2 lakhs at least. Nothing has been done. Okay. So this is actually very disappointing budget for the middle class citizen, salaried common man of the country. And so no extra relief for the salaried middle class income taxpayers. Thus everything remains same as it is. No extra benefit. And that too, friends, all these calculations in old tax regime are taken very conservative basis. If you go for very aggressive basis, like by investing in NPS or taking deduction on electric vehicle loan purchase or dependent disabled, right, ATDD, DDB or education loan, I'm taking only minimal. And HRA also I'm not taking entirely exempt. If you want to pay more rent than what you receive in HRA, you will get entire HRA as exempt. And people kind of do that also. They will want to pay higher rent and get more tax benefit rather than paying less rent and paying tax to the government. So old tax regime is what is a better scheme for all the taxpayers based on these investments. And mark my words, friends, next year also the finance minister will say that not many people would have taken the new income tax regime. We will come to know next year. Let us see how many people will take new tax regime. My belief is that I don't think much transition will happen to new tax regime, because still old tax regime is beneficial for most of the people. So I hope, friends, now you understood. And after you now have a clarity, so what I would like to recommend is that you do calculation based on your salary and your actual deductions and exemptions, then work out which is beneficial for you. Okay, and let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. I will clarify them for you. Thanks for watching this video. This is C.S.Karthik signing off. See you all in the next video. Thank you and namaste.